ahead like guardians of the climb, and I feel the current sharpening every instinct, pushing me toward the edge where ascent becomes inevitable and hesitation burns away in the neon glow. Gravity strains, but the spark inside grips tighter, expanding out with the fearless charge, pulling me past the boundaries, stitching to the skyline, lifting me toward the high. I refuse to abandon. Ascend through the static, rising clean from the noise as voltage surges through every step, every spark carving a new path in the clouds, pushing higher, faster, brighter, until the night splits open beneath the force of my climb. The wind coils around me like a living wire, carrying echoes of battles I've already outrun. But the fire inside is louder than memory, urging me upward through invisible walls built from doubt. Each breath burning hotter as the world tilts in my favor, the city shrinking below, while I ride the pulse of possibility toward uncharted skies. When the climb trembles and the dark folds inward, I hold the surge steadier, letting the charge ripple outward until every barrier cracks, every shadow retreats, and the power within erupts in a blaze bigger than fear, brighter than the night itself. Ascend through the static, rising clean from the noise as voltage surges through every step, lighting the heavens with unbroken force, no ceiling left unshattered as I carve my place above the storm, unstoppable electric Pressure forms like a barrier around the city's steel core as I step into the maze. Breath sinking with the hum of fortified streets, each impact against the ground sending a shockwave. The challenges, the ramparts rising ahead, momentum tightening its grip as the night watches, waiting to see if I'll break or advance. Power builds in the tension, urging me to strike past the walls, to push through the weight that tries to hold the climb down, forging strength from the pressure. Rampart, force rising through the dark, breaking every line, trying to hold me back, each stride heavier with purpose, each pulse sharper with fire, tearing open the path toward the horizon I claim. The air thickens with resistance, but purpose burns hotter, driving me through barricades of doubt stacked high like towers, daring me to falter, but the blazing side grows wilder, louder, thrumming through muscle and breath as I ascend through the choke of silence, refusing collapse, refusing surrender, forcing the world to shift around my advance. When the walls tighten and shadows gather, I let the uprising inside erupt, turning pressure into fuel, cracking open every boundary until light breaks through the fractures I call rampart. Force rising through the dark, shaking loose the weight built to stop me. Every step a hammer, every heartbeat a surge, lifting me high. city stretches out like a battleground waiting to be claimed. Breath sinking to the metallic hum rising from the pavement. Each step sharper, heavier, charged with a heat that pushes me beyond the threshold. Where hesitation dies, momentum surging like a storm, gathering intent as the night braces for impact. Pressure coils thick and electric, pushing me to break faster. Strike harder, let the fire take command as I accelerate past doubt. Tyrant drive, roaring through the dark. Every heartbeat a declaration of force. Every step rewriting the ground beneath me. Blazing forward with a surge to fierce to restrain. I built to dominate the night. Sparks flare behind me as the streets twist into a gauntlet of noise and resistance. Each breath rising into a sharper blaze, carving through the choke of shadows that try to pull me back. But the charge inside grows wilder, feeding on the pulse of ambition that refuses collapse, insists on ascent, pushing me further into the storm where power becomes identity. When the climb trembles and the world leans in, I unleash a surge within, letting it fracture every barrier, every whisper of doubt, expanding until the night bows to the blaze I carry. Tyrant drive, roaring through the dark. No force strong enough to mute the rise. Every step burning brighter as I tear through the noise. Unstoppable, but electric, driven by the fire that owns my path.
District lines glow beneath the street lights as I push into the grip, breath sinking with the metallic hum rising from every corner. Each stride turning sharper as the city tightens around me like a maze, daring me to break through. Momentum building in my chest with a heat that turns into fuel, pulling me forward with a drive too strong to hold. Pressure stacks like a fuse, ready to burn, urging me to accelerate past every barrier drawn too slow. Districts drive, blazing down the line. Every pulse cutting through the concrete rhythm. Speed carbon, open space the world said I couldn't reach. Rising with fire that refuses collapse. Sparks flicker across windows as I slip through the corridors of steel. The ground vibrating under the force pressing through my frame. Each breath a surge, pushing me past hesitation, past noise, past the weight of doubts lingering behind. The night reshaping the lips up around the trajectory I refuse to abandon. Building momentum into a blaze, ready to break the grid wide open. When the streets narrow and resistance stiffens, I let the fire inside expand, cracking the lines meant to confine me, forging a path no one can deny. Districts drive, roaring through the maze. Every heartbeat accelerating my rise, shattering the limits, stacked ahead, unstoppable inside the blaze that redraws the entire grid beneath my stride. The entire grid beneath my stride. He rises from the pavement like a warning as I step into the pulse of the city. Breath sinking with the low and booming beneath the surface. Each stride gathering fire that pushes past the drag of the dark. Momentum sharpening into a force, cut from pressure, precision, and raw intent, guiding me toward a path only flames can reveal. Tension climbs, turning friction into power, urging me to strike harder, burn brighter, break through the static waiting ahead. Inline force blazing through the night, every heartbeat igniting a sharper rise, pushing me beyond the gravity, gripping my steps, leaving streaks of fire in the path I claim. Path I claim. Sparks slip across the ground as the city folds into a tunnel of motion around me, each breath hotter, faster, feeding the surge that turns doubt into ash behind my pace. The night bending under the pressure of my climb, every step carving deeper into the road as the heat line threads through muscle and bone, pushing me to ascend past anything built to restrain the fire. When the climb stutters and shadows reach, I release the blaze inside, letting it tear open the dark, ignite the path and turn every barrier to fuel for the ride. Headline force blazing through the night, each strike striking brighter as the world falls behind. Fire leading the ascent, I refuse to slow, unstoppable in the burn that defines my motion. That defines my motion. Dominion rises in the tremor beneath my steps, power swelling like a storm, waking from a long slumber, the air vibrating as if recognizing the claim I'm about to carve, night bending under the weight of intention, each breath thick with the pulse of something larger, a force sharpening my stride, guiding me toward the threshold where hesitation dies and control ignites.
Pressure climbs, coiling wind, ruthless precision urging the pulse inside me to detonate, to push past the boundaries drawn by doubt and break the night wide open. Pulse of dominion surging through the dark, rewriting the rules with every beat, rising with the fire that swallows fear whole, pushing me upward, outward, forward, until the world recognizes the force I've become.
The ground thorns beneath my pace, resonating like a drum line, marking the start of an uprising, forged in motion, echoes of past failure scattering behind me as purpose grips tighter, pulling me toward the center of the storm where clarity strikes and the world reshapes. Each step carving deeper into destiny, each breath a surge that amplifies my reach.
When darkness gathers to test my rise, I let the inner blaze erupt, expanding past every barrier, every shadow, every doubt, claiming the space the world wants tonight, lifting into a force too fierce to restrain. Pulse of dominion surging through the dark, breaking through the pressure with endless fire, no ceiling left unshattered as I ascend beyond the storm. A force defined by motion, sharpened by purpose, unstoppable in the cloud. Rhythm overruns the pavement beneath my stride, pressure stacking with every beat as the night cracks open around me, bass rumbling like a warning shot to hesitation.
The city's pulse sinking with mine as I carve through the noise, each step a declaration that I won't fold, won't slow, won't yield to the static, trying to drown the fire rising in my frame.
Sparks go tight as momentum snaps into place, urging me forward with the force that refuses to dim. The rhythm pulling me beyond gravity's reach, turning motion into ignition. Overrun rhythm tearing through the dark, beating louder than fear, faster than doubt. Each pulse a strike against the limits, chasing me, carving a blazing path. I
shakes under the charge building in my chest. Echoes of past battles flickering behind me like smoke dissolving in the wind. Each breath sharper than steel as I surge deeper into the night.
Letting ambition grip harder, refusing the weight of silence, refusing the full of hesitation, pushing forward into the road that promises something bigger than the boundary.
I've already broken. When the dark tightens its grip, I let the surge inside expand, breaking through the walls that once held me. Turning every doubt into fuel, every restraint into dust, rising with the blaze too fierce to contain.
Overrun rhythm tearing through the dark, beating louder and fear faster than doubt. Each pulse a strike against the limits, chasing me, carving a blazing path. I refuse to abandon, rising with the fire that outpaces every shadow.
Push past the edge, leaving shadows shattered in my wake. Unstoppable inside the pulse I command.
遭受敌人攻击了，遭受敌人攻击了。
Through the steel spine of the city as I rise, breathe, sinking to the hum of circuits, vibrating under the pavement. Each step sharpen the theory unfolding inside me, a blueprint built on tension. Fire and upward motion, the kind that rewrites the rhythm all night and pulls me towards the climb. I refuse to abandon. Pressure tightens, urging the pulse to expand, connecting thought to motion, motion to drive. Theory rising through the dark, every beat a new strike against the gravity, trying to hold me. Each spark rewriting the path beneath my stride, pulling me higher into the force I'm meant to command.
Sparks glide along the edges of the street as I push deeper into the maze. Each breath quicken the pattern, humming inside my chest, the rhythm evolving into something louder, bolder, refusing the choker, hesitation, climbing through the static toward clarity, waiting in the storm, the pulse swelling into a surge that refuses to be contained. When the pace wavers and silence presses close, I let the inner charge ignite, expanding through every barrier, turning doubt and momentum, forging rise from the fire within.
Pulse theory rising through the dark, every heartbeat striking brighter as I ascend, tearing through the noise and lifting beyond the shadows, unstoppable in the climb, shaped by fire and motion, fire and motion, fire and motion. The night splits open as I run the ridge, your instinct sharpening the steel breath, cutting through the cold. Wow, the city grows beneath my stride, every footfall sinking with a primal drum line rising from deep inside.
Pull me forward with a wild hunger carved into motion, refusing silence, refusing stillness, pushing into the dark like a wolf built for the surge.
Pressure coils in my chest, turning instinct into fire, calling me to rise beyond the choke of gravity and tear open the path waiting ahead. Wolf run anthem roaring through the dark, every beat a strike, a barrel drive, carving through shadows with fearless speed, rising with the fire.
No night can cave.
Unstoppable in the surge.
Pavement trembles beneath the rhythm, snapping through my legs. Echoes of old battles fading into the wind behind me. Each breath burning cleaner as the night bends. Under the weight of my climb, momentum sharpening into something savage and precise, pulling me through the maze with the certainty. Born from struggle, lifting me toward the horizon, where instinct becomes force.
When the shadows get close and the world leans inward, I release the blaze inside, letting it shatter hesitation, fracture the dark and ignite a rise to fears to restrain. Forefront anthem roaring through the night, every strike cutting brighter lines through the dark, rising beyond the limits, chasing my heels, electric, relentless, alive. The sides I Black lines blur beneath my stride as I cut through the city, still heartbeat. Shadows reaching but never touching as momentum threads fire through my frame. Every step sinking with the pulse of the underground grid, pushing forward with the hunger sharpened by motion, refusing to slow, refusing to fold, locked into the rhythm of a night that only rewards those who never stop running. Sparks trail behind my wake as pressure coils tighter, urging me to rise beyond the choke of gravity. The current building fast, ready to break open every locked door between me and the skyline. I claim motion in the black line, carving through the dark with the fearless blaze. Every pulse a warning shot to the limits, trying to cage me. Speed rewriting the rules beneath my feet as I surge ahead, unbound, unstoppable, riding the edge of my own ignition.
Asphalt trembles under the weight of purpose as I weave through the electric maze. Each breath laced with adrenaline, sharp enough to cut the static echoes of past battles, flickering like ghosts behind me. But the future roars louder, pulling me forward with the grip I can't deny. Pushing past temptation, pushing past fear, climbing toward the break where night meets the promise of something greater. When the world tightens and the noise collapses inward, I hold the charge steady, then the blaze expand until every shadow cracks, every restraint falls silent. The fire inside rising into something too fierce to contain, overriding doubt, breaking open the horizon.
Motion in the black line, carving through the dark with the fearless blaze. No force strong enough to pin me down as I ascend through the storm. Each heartbeat detonating brighter, each stride burning clearer, relentless and electric on the path I own. Ignition sparks at the edge of my breath, heat rising with each step as the street unfolds like a runway wired for breakthroughs. Engines humming in my bloodstream, urging me forward with the pressure that feels like destiny. Come mid-shift, neon flashing across my vision while ambition locks in a gear. Everything around me blurring as the fire builds and the night prepares to open under the weight of my charge. The moment tightens like a fuse, ready to snap, adrenaline flooding the frame. Gravity struggling to hold me while the ignition burns brighter, calling me to break free. Driving to the fire with the engine screaming truth, every beat accelerating past the limits set against me. More
the pressure of my climb. As sparks flare behind me, the city vibrating with the echo of gears shifting in my chest. Each breath more explosive than the last, tearing away hesitation like a wiring, leaving only raw momentum. The kind that lifts me from the noise and throws me straight into the roar of possibility. Etched across the horizon when the pace quakes and the shadows reach, I stoke the blaze within, letting the surge expand, igniting every dormant spark until the whole world trembles beneath the force of my ascent. No stall, no fall back. Fully forward, driving through the fire with the engine screaming true, burning through the walls that kept me grounded, rising faster with every spark until the night shatters open, leaving only the unstoppable roar of motion. I refuse to Overdrive hums beneath the surface as I step into the neon stretch. Breath sinking with the metallic heartbeat, running along the lines of the street. Every stride tighten the pull of momentum, charging my frame with the heat that refuses moderation, pushing me deeper into the night where speed becomes purpose and hesitation burns away. The tension climbs like a fuse ready to ignite, fire building in the gaps between each step, urging me to break beyond the pace that held me down. Overdrive line ripping through the dark, every pulse accelerating into a force too fierce to restrain, carving the night with motion that won't collapse, rising faster with every breath I claim. The ground hums louder as the current spurt, my shadow stretched thin behind the blaze, gathering in my wake. Each breath hotter as the world blurs into streaks of motion, and like the pull of speed turning into a promise I refuse to abandon, pushing me forward with the clarity only pressure can for, driving me beyond the boundaries built to slow me. When the climb trembles and resistance tightens, I release the surge inside, letting it tear open in the limits stacked around me, leaving the path clear beneath the fire I carry. Overdrive line ripping through the dark, momentum roaring louder with each strike of my stride, breaking open the horizon as I ascend, unstoppable and burning clean through the night. Aftershocks ripple beneath my stride as the night cracks open, with a pulse that refuses to fade. Echoes chasing my shadow while the city hums like a beast stirring awake. Every step feeding the tremor rising in my chest, momentum sharpening into a force that cuts through the static, pulling me
喂，我觉得背包
deeper
有点
into
重。
the roar that waits beyond hesitation. Pressure builds like a wave, preparing to break, echo swelling into a blaze that pushes me forward, urging me to rise with the tremor and reshape the dark, and reshape the dark. Aftershock echo, tearing through the silence with a blazing rhythm, each pulse louder than the fear trailing behind, shaking loose the weight that try to hold me, pushing me upward, outward, forward, until the night bends to the force I carry. Sparks weave through the air as my pace deepens, the ground vibrating like it recognizes the surge. I'm bringing each breath laced with fire sharp enough to split the dark. Every echo returning stronger, clearer, turning down in the dust behind me. The tremor inside building into a wave, ready to crash through anything standing in my path. When the noise folds inward and shadows tighten, I let the echo expand, breaking open walls that once felt immovable, turning every fracture into fire, every rumble into power. Aftershock, echo tearing through the silence with a
City lights slicing through the haze as I run the lanes with fire in my pulse. Footsteps sinking with the rumble of the underground beat. Every corner sparking visions of the future. I refuse to tame, climbing higher with each stride, chasing the echo of my own uprising. No silence, only motion cutting through the storm until the skyline bends to my will. Rising electricity threads through my veins as rumor bam snaps into shape. The neon glow calling my name. Urging me to press harder, break faster, outrun the weight of gravity with the burning whistle that refuses to dim. Surge through the street like a voltage wave, breaking free, every heartbeat a detonator, pushing me forward into the blast zone. Shadows bending as I carve my path. No rewind, no retreat, only the furious spark of a destiny. Built by motion and fire. Tires screech in the distance while my rhythm locks with the grindy asphalt, whispering no stories of those who ran before me. But I carry a flame sharper than the echoes of hunger carved into the night steel spine. Pushing past doubt, rising with the thunder, letting the pulse of ambition drag me into the eye of the storm, where fear dissolves and purpose ignite. When the world tips sideways and the noise becomes a blur, I hold the charge inside, letting it bloom into a roar that fractures every wall, every limit, every hesitation, refusing to crash, choosing instead to erupt upward through the static until nothing can dim the blaze. Surge through the street like a voltage wave, breaking free, no chains left to hold me down as I shatter the dark and blaze ahead. Every breath igniting a new horizon, every step rewriting the map beneath me. Unstoppable, unbroken, driven by the spark that never Voltage flickers under my skin as I rise from the underground hum, breath sinking with the metallic tempo of ambition. Grinding forward, steel towers leaning overhead like guardians of the climb, and I feel the current sharpening every instinct, pushing me toward the edge where ascent becomes inevitable and hesitation burns away in the neon glow. Gravity strains, but the spark inside grips tighter, expanding outward with a fearless charge, pulling me past the boundaries, stitching to the skyline, lifting me toward the high. I refuse to abandon. Ascend through the static, rising clean from the noise as voltage surges through every step, every spark carving a new path in the clouds, pushing higher, faster, brighter, until the night splits open beneath the force of my climb. The wind coils around me like a living wire, carrying echoes of battles I've already outrun. But the fire inside is louder than memory, urging me upward through invisible walls built from doubt. Each breath burning hotter as the world tilts in my favor, the city shrinking below while I ride the pulse of possibility toward uncharted skies. When the climb trembles and the dark folds inward, I hold the surge steady, letting the charge ripple outward until every barrier cracks, every shadow retreats, and the power within erupts in a blaze bigger than fear, brighter than the night itself. Ascend through the static, rising clean from the noise as voltage surges through every step, lighting the heavens with unbroken force. No ceiling left unshattered as I carve my place above the storm. Unstoppable electric Pressure forms like a barrier around the city's steel core as I step into the maze. Breath sinking with the hum of fortified streets. Each impact against the ground sending a shockwave. The challenges, the ramparts rising ahead. Momentum tightening its grip as the night watches, waiting to see if I'll break or advance. Power builds in the tension, urging me to strike past the walls, to push through the weight that tries to hold the climb down. Forging strength from the pressure. Rampart, force rising through the dark, breaking every line, trying to hold me back. Each stride heavier with purpose, each pulse sharper with fire. Tearing open the path toward the horizon I claim. The air thickens with resistance, but purpose burns hotter, driving me through barricades of doubt stacked high like towers daring me to falter. But the blaze inside grows wild, louder, thrumming through muscle and breath as I ascend through the choke of silence. Refusing collapse, refusing surrender, forcing the world to shift around my advance. When the walls tighten and shadows gather, I let the uprising inside erupt, turning pressure into fuel, cracking open every boundary until light breaks through the fractures I call rampart. Force rising through the dark, shaking loose the weight built to stop me. Every step a hammer, every heartbeat a surge, lifting me higher, unstoppable in the charge that defines my climb. Dry nights beneath my skin as the city stretches out like a battleground waiting to be claimed. Breath sinking to the metallic hum rising from the pavement. Each step sharper, heavier, charged with a heat that pushes me beyond the threshold where hesitation dies. Momentum surging like a storm, gathering intent as the night braces for impact. Pressure coils thick and electric, pushing me to break faster. Strike harder, let the fire take command as I accelerate past doubt. Tyrant drive, roaring through the dark. Every heartbeat a declaration of force. Every step rewriting the ground beneath me. Blazing forward with a surge too fierce to restrain. Built to dominate the night. Sparks flare behind me as the streets twist into a gauntlet of noise and resistance. Each breath rising into a sharper blaze, carving through the choke of shadows that try to pull me back. But the charge inside grows wilder, feeding on the pulse of ambition that refuses collapse. Insists on ascent, pushing me further into the storm where power becomes identity. When the climb trembles and the world leans in, I unleash a surge within, letting it fracture every barrier, every whisper of doubt, expanding until the night bows to the blaze I carry. Tyrant drive, pouring through the dark, no force strong enough to mute the rise. Every step burning brighter as I tear through the noise. And stop but electric, driven by the fire that owns my path. Ah.
喂，我觉得背包有点。
District lines glow beneath the street lights as I push into the grid, breath sinking with the metallic come rising from every corner. Each stride turning sharper as the city tightens around me like a maze, daring me to break through. reacts like a fuse, ready to burn, urging me to accelerate past every barrier, drawn to slow climb. Districts drive, blazing down the line, every pulse cutting through the concrete rhythm. Speed carbon, open space, the world said I couldn't reach, rising with fire that refuses collapse. Sparks flicker across windows as I slip through the corridors of steel, the ground vibrating under the force pressing through my frame. Each breath a surge, pushing me past hesitation, past noise, past the weight of doubts lingering behind. The night reshaping the lips up around the trajectory I refuse to abandon, building momentum into a blaze, ready to break the grid wide open. When the streets narrow and resistance stiffens, I let the fire inside expand, cracking the lines meant to confine me, forging a path no one can deny. Districts drive, roaring through the maze, every heartbeat accelerating my rise, shattering the limits, stacked ahead, unstoppable inside the blaze that redraws the entire grid beneath my stride. The entire grid beneath my stride. From the pavement, like a warning as I step into the pulse of the city. Breath sinking with the low and booming beneath the surface. Each stride gathering fire that pushes past the drag of the dark. Momentum sharpening into a force, cut from pressure, precision, and raw intent, guiding me toward a path only flames can reveal. Tension climbs, turning friction into power, urging me to strike harder, burn brighter, break through the static, waiting ahead. Inline force blazing through the night, every heartbeat igniting a sharper rise, pushing me beyond the gravity, gripping my steps, leaving streaks of fire in the path I claim. Path I claim. Sparks slip across the ground as the city folds into a tunnel of motion around me, each breath hotter, faster feeding the surge that turns doubt into ash behind my pace. The night bending under the pressure of my climb, every step carving deeper into the road as the heat line threads through muscle and bone, pushing me to ascend past anything built to restrain the fire. When the climb stutters and shadows reach, I release the blaze inside, letting it tear open the dark, ignite the path and turn every barrier to fuel for the ride. Inline force blazing through the night, each strike striking brighter as the world falls behind. Fire leading the ascent, I refuse to slow, unstoppable in the burn that defines my motion. That defines my motion. Dominion rises in the tremor beneath my steps, power swelling like a storm, waking from a long slumber, the air vibrating as if recognizing the claim I'm about to carve, night bending under the weight of intention, each breath thick with the pulse of something larger, a force sharpening my stride, guiding me toward the threshold where hesitation dies and control ignites.
Pressure climbs, coiling wind, ruthless precision urging the pulse inside me to detonate, to push past the boundaries drawn by doubt and break the night wide open. Pulse of dominion surging through the dark, rewriting the rules with every beat, rising with the fire that swallows fear whole, pushing me upward, outward, forward, until the world recognizes the force I've become.
The ground thrones beneath my pace, resonating like a drum line. marking the start of an uprising, forged in motion, echoes of past failure scattering behind me as purpose grips tighter, pulling me toward the center of the storm where clarity strikes and the world reshapes. Each step carving deeper into destiny, each breath a surge that amplifies my reach.
When darkness gathers to test my rise, I let the inner blaze erupt, expanding past every barrier, every shadow, every doubt, claiming the space the world once denied, lifting into a force too fierce to restrain. Pulse of dominion, surging through the dark, breaking through the pressure with endless fire. No ceiling left unshattered as I ascend beyond the storm. A force defined by motion, sharpened by purpose, unstoppable in the cloud. Rhythm overruns the pavement beneath my stride. Pressure stacking with every beat as the night cracks open around me. Bass rumbling like a warning shot to hesitation.
The city's pulse sinking with mine as I carve through the noise. Each step a declaration that I won't fall, won't slow, won't yield to the static, trying to drown the fire rising in my frame.
Sparks go tight as momentum snaps into place, urging me forward with the force that refuses to dim. The rhythm pulling me beyond gravity's reach, turning motion into ignition. Overrun rhythm tearing through the dark, beating louder than fear, faster than doubt. Each pulse a strike against the limits, chasing me, carving a blazing path. I refuse to abandon, rising with the fire that outpaces every shadow.
打一！
The street vibrates under the charge building in my chest. Echoes of past battles flickering behind me like smoke dissolving in the wind. Each breath sharper than steel as I surge deeper into the night.
Letting ambition grip harder, refusing the weight of silence, refusing the pull of hesitation, pushing forward and into the roar that promises something bigger than the boundary.
I've already broken. When the dark tightens its grip, I let the surge inside expand, breaking through the walls that once held me, turning every doubt into fuel, every restraint into dust, rising with the blaze too fierce to contain.
Overrun rhythm tearing through the dark, beating louder and fear faster than doubt. Each pulse a strike against the limits, chasing me, carving a blazing path. I refuse to abandon, rising with the fire that outpaces every shadow. Overrun rhythm tearing through the dark. No force fast enough to slow my climb.
Every beat detonating brighter as I push past the edge, leaving shadows shattered in my wake. Unstoppable inside the pulse I command.
Pulse threads through the steel spine of the city as I rise, breathe, sink into the hum of circuits, vibrating under the pavement. Each step sharpen the theory unfolding inside me, a blueprint built on tension. Fire and upward motion, the kind that rewrites the rhythm all night and pulls me towards the climb. I refuse to abandon. Pressure tightens, urging the pulse to expand, connecting thought to motion, motion to drive, lifting me past the shadows, gathering at my heels. Pulse theory rising through the dark, every beat a new strike against the gravity, trying to hold me. Each spark rewriting the path beneath my stride, pulling me iron into the force I meant to
sparks glide along the edges of the street as I push deeper into the maze. Each breath quicken the pattern, humming inside my chest, the rhythm evolving into something louder, bolder, refusing to choke a hesitation, climbing through the static toward clarity, waiting in the storm, the pulse swelling into a surge that refuses to be contained. When the pace wavers and silence presses close, I let the inner charge ignite.
体力不足了，
哎呀！
体力不足了，
rise from the fire within.
体力不足了，体力不足了。
Every heartbeat striking brighter as I ascend, tearing through the noise and lifting beyond the shadows, unstoppable in the climb, shaped by fire and motion, fire and motion, fire and motion. Da 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 da.
喂，我觉得背包有点重。
The night splits open as I run the ridge, your instinct sharpening the steel breath, cutting through the cold wild. The city growls beneath my stride, every footfall sinking with a primal drum line rising from deep inside.
Pull me forward with a wild hunger carved into motion, refusing silence, refusing stillness, pushing into the dark like a wolf built for the surge.
Pressure coils in my chest, turning instinct into fire, calling me to rise beyond the choke of gravity and tear open the path waiting ahead. Wolf run anthem roaring through the dark, every beat a strike, a barrel drive, carving through shadows with fearless speed, rising like the fire,
No night can cave.
unstoppable in the surge.
Pavement trembles beneath the rhythm, snapping through my legs. Echoes of old battles fading into the wind behind me. Each breath burning cleaner as the night bends. Under the weight of my climb, momentum sharpening into something savage and precise, pulling me through the maze with the certainty. Born from struggle, lifting me toward the horizon, where instinct becomes force.
When the shadows press close and the world leans inward, I release the
重要的物
blaze
品就交给我
inside,
吧。
letting it shatter hesitation, fracture the dark and ignite a rise too fierce to restrain. Wolf run anthem roaring through the night, every strike cutting brighter lines through the dark, rising beyond the limits, chasing my heels, electric, relentless, alive beside the Black lines build
喂
beneath my
我觉得
stride
背
as
包
I cut
有点
through
重
the
吗
city, still heartbeat. Shadows reaching but never touching as momentum threads fire through my frame. Every step sinking with the pulse of the underground grid, pushing forward with the hunger sharpened by motion, refusing to slow, refusing to fold, locked into the rhythm of a night that only rewards those who never stop running. Sparks trail behind my wake as pressure coils tighter, urging me to rise beyond the choke of gravity. The current building fast, ready to break open every locked door between me and the skyline. I claim motion in the black line, carving through the dark with the fearless blaze. Every pulse a warning shot to the limits, trying to cage me. Speed rewriting the rules beneath my feet as I surge ahead, unbound, unstoppable, riding the edge of my own ignition.
Asphalt trembles trembles under the weight of purpose as I weave through the electric maze. Each breath laced with adrenaline, sharp enough to cut the static echoes of past battles, flickering like ghosts behind me. But the future roars louder, pulling me forward with the grip I can't deny. Pushing past temptation, pushing past fear, climbing toward the break where night meets the promise of something greater. When the world tightens and the noise collapses inward, I hold the charge steady, then the blaze expand until every shadow cracks, every restraint falls silent. The fire inside rising into something too fierce to contain, overriding doubt, breaking open the
重要的
horizon.
物品就
Motion in the black line, carving through the dark with a fearless blaze. No force strong enough to pin me down as I ascend through the storm. Each heartbeat detonating brighter, each stride burning clearer, relentless and electric on the path I own. Ignition sparks at the edge of my breath, heat rising with each step as the street unfolds like a runway wired for breakthroughs. Engines humming in my bloodstream, urging me forward with the pressure that feels like destiny. Come mid-shift, neon flashing across my vision while ambition locks in a gear. Everything glowing as the fire builds in the night, prepares to open under the weight of my charge. The moment tightens like a fuse, ready to snap, adrenaline flooding the frame. Gravity struggling to hold me while the ignition burns brighter, calling me to break free. Driving to the fire with the engine screaming truth, every beat accelerating past the limits set against me. Motion turning into heat, heat turning into power, pushing me through the dark like a force built to outrun fear itself.
The road bends under the pressure of my climb, as sparks flare behind me, the city vibrating with the echo of gears shifting in my chest, each breath more explosive than the last, tearing away hesitation like a wiring, leaving only raw momentum, the kind that lifts me from the noise and throws me straight into the roar of possibility, etched across the horizon when the pace quakes and the shadows reach. I